Hello everyone, my name is Poppin. Welcome back to another video of Rise Horror Movie Reviews. Today's review has been the most highly voted one, and you all really wanted to do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And no, not the 1974 original, but it's this, the 2003 reboot of the series with the same name. Now, off the bat, reboots and remakes could be a very, very mixed bag. I mean, sure, there's been a lot of remakes, namely The Blob and Psycho, but never on a franchise. So yeah, in 1996, when Scream came out, and I know some of you are sick of this, it completely changed the genre. In contrast, Scream and the films that were after the success of Scream, like I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Faculty, and Urban Legend, they are all teen targeted. In fact, y'all gotta remember, this movie was actually long before Saw and Hostel hit cinemas in 2004 and 2005, respectively. So, audiences actually tend to love this film. And I have to agree, because this movie was super dirty and violent with heavy gore and violence, even excessive blood. No surprisingly, this was produced by Platinum Dunes, a company owned by Michael Bay, in which, if he sounds very familiar, that's because he's the guy behind the first five Transformers films. Anyways, onto the movie. Now, the movie plays out very similar to the original, except we got some new scenes like, well, a lake scene. Then we got Jessica Biel, who is playing Erin Hardesty. Although I do prefer Sally Hardesty, but hey, Erin Hardesty is actually a very unique character. So, props to you, Jessica. Props to you. Now, they pick up a hitchhiker, but unlike the original, which was Nubbins, a brother of Leatherface, it's a female hitchhiker played by Laura German, who would later play Beth in Hostel Part 2. If you want me to do a review on that movie, let me know. Anyways, back to this movie. So, the hitchhiker told them that they were going to they were going to die. And bam! The homeless girl just ended herself. So they drove to a house, in which, in this timeline only, the Sawyers are now renamed to Hewitts, which is very, very surprising. I mean, at least it's way better than the Slaughter family from the fourth film in the original timeline. Like, seriously, why did they have to hire Matthew McConaughey? But still, this movie's actually not... When the gang arrived at the house, they encountered a sheriff named Sheriff Hoyt, played by a legendary actor, R. Lee Ermey. Sir, yes, sir! So Sheriff Hoyt, in which, up until the prequel, well, he started to torture some of Aaron's friends. But when Kemper went inside, things took a dark turn. Leatherface, now played by Andrew Bernarski in this movie, he appeared out of nowhere and just attacked Kemper. So yeah, Kemper pretty much had very much of a grittier death than Kirk in the original film. So yeah, everything all went down to bat hell for good, but until the end, where Erin Hardesty really went full on final girl, in which she was chased by Leatherface. Instead of getting picked up by a truck, she took a detour to a meat factory. And no, not the Gideon meatpacking plant from the Saw movies, but a meat plant in this movie. In which, get this, Erin actually took action and just chop off Leatherface's arm. Very gnarly. Gnarly indeed. But the movie ends with, well, Erin escaping with the baby Hewitt, and ultimately ending with a police investigation, in which it also happened in the opening. So Leatherface pretty much took out two reporters, and that's basically it. So yeah, needless to say, this movie really revives a full franchise, rebooting it. But after that, it was completely the birth of the reboot era, in which in the following years we got a reboot of Halloween, then Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, Leprechaun, and recently Hellraiser. So that leaves a lot of open That leaves a lot of those in the open. I mean, sure, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Leprechaun, Child's Play, and Hellraiser, all of them got rebooted. But that leaves opening. What horror movie franchise could they reboot next? So, with all due respect to Mr. Bay and his company Platinum Dunes, y'all did a great job rebooting the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. So, props to that. Overall, the Hewitts were a nice way to, shake up the Sawyer family. But it is sad that we don't see a Hewitt counterpart to Drayden Sawyer. Oh, interesting fact: the actor who played Drayden Sawyer in the first two films in the original timeline, Jim Seadow passed away in 2003, the same year as this movie, which explained why they had to get Bill Moseley to play Drayden in the 2014 3D film, which is a direct sequel to the original. So yeah, different timeline. So overall, the 2003 reboot of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a pretty okay reboot film. Not bad for a franchise to get fully rebooted. So, yeah, Scream began the era of teen targeted horror movies, like Last Summer, The Faculty, and Urban Legend. This movie actually began the era of two eras. Era 1, reboots. And Era 2, super heavy, dirty gore and violence, which ultimately led to the birth of Saw and Hostel, in which this movie's not that bad. So overall, I give the 2003 reboot of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.5 out of 5. Very decent for a reboot. So, and thus this concludes my review on the 2003 reboot of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you want me to do a review on the prequel from 2006, let me know in the comments. Or if you want me to do a review on the mentioned ones, I'll do that as well. In the meantime, see you all guys next time. Goodbye. Peace. Stay tuned for the next review. Peace.